the game can see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go.
This is Akin, aka Jack is the Truth with the Boxing Voice. I'm here at the O2 with the one and only Chris Eubank Sr. How you doing, sir?
Excellent, thank you.
Chris, during the interview, you alluded to the fact that you might be worried about the outcome of this fight. You mentioned that Chris Eubank Jr. is ready physically, but spiritually, you weren't sure. Can you elaborate on what you meant by that?
In order to actually make all your tools work, you have to be... No, you don't have to be. It's better for you if spiritually you are engaged, that you are watching that, what they refer to as karma. What has been your behavior? So, okay, so fight time. With the experience I have, I'm not looking at what you're going to do on the night. What you do on the night is going to be a result of what you've been doing over the last 6 months, the last year, the last 3 years. Have you been listening to your parents? Have you been obedient to those you should be obedient to? Have you been respectful to your elders? Do you understand the word chivalry? Are you helping the community at large? Are you being considerate to your fellow man? All of these things play a huge part in your development and how you are seen. For instance, when you retire, it isn't calculated immediately how good, fantastic, how great, how effective you were. It takes years for people to actually, for it to fall. Where does this person sit in the history of the sport or their vocation? It takes years. Let's say you've been the best of the best, but then you're always using bad language. You're always getting in trouble with the police. You're always being disrespectful, like some fighters. You know, there's one who was just stripped. In fact, they didn't strip him. Before they stripped him, he relinquished it. He got fined £100,000. That will, however good he may be, that reputation will follow him for the rest of his life. So that has a way of determining who you are. So that spiritual aspect is what I'm talking about with Junior. You know, he's taken a great deal from the mannerisms of his mother and father. So there's certain things he will not do simply because, you know, that's not how his parents behaved. Or yes, he's going to behave a particular way because that's how his parents behaved. The spiritual aspect kind of determines what's going to happen with you. If it was just physical, who can touch Junior? Heart, speed, looks, grit, skill, talent, ability. If it was just physical, game's over. You know, you could say, now this is going to sound rather arrogant, but I'm going to say it anyway, you could say, well, the DNA is exceptional. DNA is. It is what it is. But it means nothing if you're not spiritually engaged. Otherwise, you know, how is it 20 years on, I'm still cognitive, coherent, and dignified? Irrespective of the criticisms they throw at me. Why do they do this? Still, we don't succumb to their foolishness. We always remain above, and we choose the higher road. There was the famous Michelle Obama. When they go low, we go high, and we stay high. And we have to do that. Not least because of the fact that once you actually engage ignorance or bigotry, once you engage it, you become contained in that box. Oh, he's got a chip on his shoulder. I don't have a chip. I have love to serve the people, whether you're listening or not. And the people know, but the media, you know, they have to sell newspapers. So they sensationalize the lisp or something which is a little bit odd. I mean, the jacket you're wearing, for instance, they'll say of you, look at this guy here, he looks like a muscle guy. You know, he's wearing a suit that's too tight, but it looks good. And they'll more talk about that rather than the content of your character, your content. And that's what they refuse to do and have refused to do for many years. And I don't mind, it's okay, because the people can still hear, especially now with the advanced technological advances in communication. You know, I can go directly to the person. And what am I saying? Am I saying I'm big? No, I'm saying I protect and serve. I serve the people. You know, I am, and I want to be an example, like Christ, an example. I want to protect, I want to serve the people.
Without the benefit of hearing you explain your answer, can you understand why the inference might be drawn that there is something that you're not happy with spiritually with regards to Chris Eubank with this fight, and that's something that he needs to work on? And the question then can be raised, is that counterproductive to his performances on the eve of the fight?
I see what you mean. What is good about my reticence is as follows. I've always told him, I believe in you. Okay, and when it came to those meaningful fights, he didn't turn up. So I have to have this now stance. No, I'm not sure now. Maybe that will engage him to actually do what he's supposed to do, which is have fear. Because fear is good. It makes you faster, makes you more intelligent, makes you absorb punishment better, makes you hit harder. Fear is good. So the fact that I'm not sure is different to what he's ever, to all the times he's heard before. You know, you're the next thing. Believe in yourself. I've told him to believe in himself. Why not? It worked for me.
Do you genuinely see this as a 50-50 fight? I know Chris has recently signed a multi-fight deal with Al Haymon, and obviously his results will probably be the result today will probably influence future fights. Do you genuinely see it as a 50-50 fight that could potentially put a spanner in the works with the deal, or do you have a slight inkling that yes, everything will be fine?
I have no inkling that everything is going to be fine. I have no inkling of that. I know Junior's drive. You know, if James has cut any corners, if there is any injury, underlying injury with him, Junior will push him out of the fight. But if this guy is switched in because he's engaged, because he now has intensity for the importance of the outcome of this fight and his future, it's going to be a 50-50 fight, and I cannot afford to think any different. And I certainly don't want to suggest in my mannerisms or my demeanor that it's anything but that. Because if I do, it may make Junior think it's a done deal. It's no done deal.
Brilliant.
Did you say what?
I said brilliant. Brilliant. I've heard you speak a lot, and I've only just picked up on the fact that you talk about your faith. That's not something that I've picked up before on. And is that a reason why there is this different narrative now with regards to Junior, with you saying that, look, if he doesn't pay attention to what he needs to, it could be all over for him? The brutal honesty in the press conference today, is it as a result of this faith that I've picked up on?
I've always had the faith. How do you think I made 19-time world champion? No, well, really, you know, who does that? Okay, look, I mean, the other fighters who have, they use their method. I used mine, okay? So shortcut through the church. It worked. You think I'm crazy? Okay, fine. Wouldn't you like to be as crazy as me if it's going to win you that? And dual distinction as a police officer? When it comes to merit, remember, I'm coming from Borstals, secure units, lockups. I'm coming from the street. I'm coming from shoplifting. I'm coming from being a rebel first order to now be a police officer. And what am I? It's not about power. It's about, look, we all have to protect the community at large. We all have to look after each other. If my family member gets hurt, it's only a matter of chance that it wasn't yours. And so therefore, it's only a matter of time. So what we must do is look after each other. And I've been saying the same thing for years. They only pick up on my lisp that I had some years back. They only pick up on my cane and my monocle and my truck. Well, I'm a showman. Or you can say, well, and I've heard this actually, narcissist. Oh, he's a narcissist. Yes, I am, but I have God in me. So there's no negative in it. It's only done to entertain you. It's only done to actually lift you, to make you bigger. Nelson Mandela, in his inaugural speech, put it perfectly when he said, our deepest fear isn't that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, talented, fabulous, and gorgeous? Well, actually, who are you not to be? After all, you are a child of God. The world cannot be served by your playing small. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking, so others around you won't feel insecure. We were born to make manifest the glory of God which is within us. And when we let our own light shine, we unconsciously allow others to do the same. That's the key. And in liberating ourselves from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others.
Well, Chris Eubank Sr., that's all I have, and I appreciate you using your platform to spread a message of positivity and not just about the things that are occurring with you and your son. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you talking to the Boxing Voice. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
God is great. The power is real. The power is real. And for those of you who can't wait to switch off, who would say that this is nonsense, do me this one thing. In the silence of the morning, maybe you wake up at 4, 5, 6 o'clock, you go and take a leak, you come back, in that quiet moment, think. I mean, if you admire my abilities in the ring, or for the achievements I've achieved, I'm saying to you, just do one thing. It won't cost you anything. All you do is say, God, I hear everyone talk about you, God, but I can't see that it's real. If you're real, please, reveal yourself to me. Ask out loud. Don't think it. Ask. And see what happens. If nothing happens, you can go on thinking that I'm a madman. And if something does, then I guess what you're going to do at some point in the near future is testify that something happened. Ask. It's personal to you. Just don't ask in your mind, ask out loud, as though you're talking to what is right next to you all the time. We are amazing creatures. Why? Because we are made in the image of God. These manuals, whether you're talking the Torah, the Quran, or the Bible, they are manuals. You buy a car, you go into the glove compartment, you take out the manual, it tells you how the windows work, where the ignition is, whether it's power steering. It gives you the whole thing on the car. Well, when you're born onto the earth, the manual is the holy books, okay? They work, and they make sense. In fact, you know what? I'm going to take you through 20 scriptures. It goes like this. Close your mouth. Don't say anything. Be quiet. In the heat of anger, keep quiet. When you haven't verified the story, keep quiet. If you don't know all the facts, if your words would offend a weaker brother, if you are tempted to joke about sin, if you may be ashamed of your words later. If your words would convey a wrong impression. When the issue is none of your business. These are scriptures in Proverbs, mostly. 11. If you are tempted to tell an outright lie, shh, say nothing. Say nothing if your words would destroy someone's reputation. Say nothing if your words would destroy a friendship. Say nothing if you are feeling critical. Say nothing when it's time to listen. Say nothing. Now this is promotion, this one. Say nothing if you may have to eat your words later. Today have done so well. 18. 16. Say nothing if you cannot speak without yelling. 18. Say nothing, close your mouth. If you have already said it once already, because then it becomes nagging. Number 19. Say nothing, close your mouth if you are tempted to flatter a wicked person. 20. Close your mouth and say nothing if you are supposed to be working instead. So all of that common sense, everything I just said there, you already knew, and it was written 2,000 years ago. It's a manual. Use it. It works. And while using it, enhance your vocabulary. Study the dictionary. Okay? And don't leave your business, again, I said this before, do not leave your business to the promoters or the managers. Handle your own business. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris Eubank Sr. Thank you.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.